this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade leaders for February week 3. Sorry, I'm whispering kind of because I'm at my house because we have had a nasty stomach bug all week and I haven't been able to get up to church, and I just put the boys to bed, so hopefully they stay asleep. We'll see. Anyway, so this month's theme is Rewind, Kindness Deserves a Replay. And I forgot a parent cue, so I'm showing you my janky computer screen, so sorry about that. But this week's story is all about being kind to the least of these, and our bottom line is be kind to people who are overlooked. So the first week we talked about we should be kind to others because God was kind to us. And then last week we talked about Ruth and Naomi and Boaz and talked about being kind to our family and friends. So this week is all about being kind to people who are overlooked. And our life app is kindness, showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. And our memory verse is do to others as you want them to do to you. Luke 6:31, little golden rule action. So going over to our activities for this week. When you arrive at 8:30 and 10:30, this undoubtedly may be the most important few minutes of our Sunday morning. Just please take a few minutes to pray for your kids in your small group and just thank God for his kindness. And just ask God to forgive you for times when you've maybe overlooked someone, and just pray that after the lesson this week that we would not overlook those people that tend to get overlooked in our society. When kiddos start to arrive at 8:40 and 10:40, have them join your circle and ask about their week. Make sure you know all their names. And definitely if you have a first-time guest, make sure that they feel very welcomed. And then a couple icebreaker questions. Have you ever been left out or seen someone else be left out? And how does it feel to be left out of something? So in your intro activity at 9 and 11 is called Don't Overlook. So what you're going to do is you're just going to play a memory game. So you'll have these little, some are animals, some are architectural things like the Statue of Liberty and stuff like that. Just a normal memory game. So you'll set up the memory match game like you normally would. Kids will take turns trying to find a match, and if a kid turns over 2 cards that don't match, you'll have them flip them back over to a normal spot. If they turn over 2 cards that do match, they get to keep them. And so you'll just close this activity by saying, so you guys must play these kind of memory games a lot. You did a really good job. How many of you found that it was still easy to forget where some of the cards were? Yeah, I definitely did. So today in the large group, we're going to find out about something else that we sometimes forget. So then you'll head across the hall over to large group, and when you're in large group, just make sure sit with your small group, help them to engage in the story, help them to worship and listen to the story that's all about people who get overlooked this week. And then when you get back to your room or your small groups, you're going to play a game called Overlooked Subjects. So what you're going to do is you'll have these in your cart, and one row is people, and they're numbered 1 through 6. And one row is objects that are numbered 1 through 6, or actions, I guess I should say. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the overlooked subject cards in a row in numbered order, and then put the active cardness kinds below them, also number order. Sorry, I set these up wrong. I set them next to. Probably doesn't really matter. And tell kids that you're going to have 2 dice. So tell kids they're each going to get a turn rolling the dice. And they're going to roll it 2 times with each turn that they receive. Or, sorry, maybe you'll get 1 dice and they'll roll it 2 times. Or 2 dice and they'll roll it once, whatever. So the first roll, 1 dice and they'll roll it twice. The first roll determines which person they're going to land on. So if they roll a 2, they're going to land on the homeless man. And the second dice determines what act of kindness they land on. So if they rolled another 2, it would be something to drink. So once they roll twice, it determines how they can be kind to their selected person with the item. So I can be kind to a homeless person by giving him a bottle of water. And just continue until each person in your small group has had a turn rolling. So it might be, I can be kind to a kid in another country by giving money so that they have a home to live in. I can be kind to my teacher by giving them something to wear. I don't know. Maybe bringing extra clothes to school, or seeing if they have a place that they donate clothes to. And then just obviously encourage your kiddos to not invite strangers into their home. So if they happen to roll the pair of house and homeless man or new kid at school, maybe say something like you could get to know that kid and then ask their parent, or you could ask your parent to help a homeless person find a shelter to go to, something like that. And then you'll close this activity by saying, so guys, the options are really endless for how we can show kindness to others. And we often forget about the people all around us who may need a kind word or a kind action. Maybe it's the new girl in school who doesn't have any friends, or maybe it's the person you know who doesn't have as much as you. Whatever it may be, we can all be kind to people who get overlooked. And then if you have a story, make it personal and describe a time maybe when you were overlooked and you received kindness, or you gave kindness to someone else who was overlooked. So then for the memory verse review, you just need your dry erase board and marker. I'll make sure that you all have one of those on your cards. And you're going to draw as many blanks on the dry erase board as there are words in the memory verse. So let's see, in the memory verse, there are do to others as you want them to do to you. Luke 6:31. Oh, my husband's coming home and it just scared the poop out of me. Okay, so that's 12 blanks that you would need to draw on your board. And then one at a time, you're going to call out a word of the verse in random order and pick a volunteer to write that word on the board in the correct spot. And then the rest of the group can help that person if they're not sure. And the goal is to fill in every blank from the memory verse in correct order. And just keep going till the verse is complete, and you can repeat it if you have time. And then you'll just close by saying, so guys, it was so hard not to repeat the words that were already said. But I think the Bible and kindness always deserve a replay. And you know how our verse tells us that we should treat others the way we want to be treated? Well, that also goes for those that we tend to forget about. So whether it's someone in your school or in your neighborhood, you can be kind to people who are overlooked. So then you have your optional small group questions. So if your group just kind of wants to sit and chat, maybe you brought a snack for them this week, and while you're eating your snack, you want to pick out some of these questions to talk to about your group. Or maybe at a different time on a Sunday morning, if that you don't feel like doing one of the activities and you just want to chat, these are some great questions. When have you felt unwelcomed by someone? What does it feel like to be left out? Does God ever overlook anyone? What has God done to welcome us? What would need to change for you to see those around you who have needs that are being overlooked? And what should you do if the person you want to help doesn't want your help? Those are some good questions. And then you can just close by prayer. You don't need anything. Just ask your small group if anybody, any one person or one need stood out to them today. And as they share, just ask them to think about how they could pray for that person. And then you can just close with this prayer if you'd like, or your own prayer. And as adults come, just ask kids to share that every person deserves kindness and we can be kind to people who are overlooked. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for being small group leaders. I know some weeks are easier than others, but your role is just so important. And even though the kids probably don't ever verbalize it, I just know that they really look up to you guys. I have a lot of parents say, oh, I love this small group leader. I'm so glad they serve. Oh, my kid loves so-and-so. And so just thank you guys. You really do make such a big difference. And you're just teaching kids about Jesus, teaching kids kindness, which, oh my goodness, we just need more than ever right now. So I hope everyone's healthy in your family. And thank you guys for serving. And I'll see you on Sunday.